Hello card runners, this is MachtiSonni. Welcome to Tour de Call. Okay, so you've learned 2 words of French. Now where does that get me? Well, it'll get you to calling shoves like a boss. And this is something that I've done with most of my students, if not all. In push-fold game, the easy part is the shoving very often. Of course, you can make massive mistakes there, but calling seems to be much harder than the shoving in general. But there are a few ways that you can make it a lot easier for you, and I'm gonna show you a new way of thinking of calling ranges, not thinking of calling ranges as a static. Oh, I think I can call with 30% here, or I think I can call with ace deuce plus king jack off plus maybe pocket sixes but not fives. We're gonna learn how to think of calling ranges as a percentage of our villain's shoving range, and then when we add the ICM tax and then some other brain gymnastics into the picture, we get an actual calling range. And yeah, to the push-fold game and to the calling part especially is there's 2 levels of doing it correctly, and the first one is putting villains accurately in a range. And then if you think you have a good guess that someone's shoving say 80% here, then the second level is acting accordingly, and this is what we're going to focus on today, the acting accordingly part. Putting villains accurately in a range, that'll be the topic of countless of other videos, but here today we learn how to act accordingly. So welcome to Tour de Call. For this exercise, we will be needing an almighty program called Sit and Go Wizard, a classic if you will. And we're going to start by analyzing some heads-up situations. And we're going to go ahead and set the game up as little as it matters, a 9-man. And we're going to start 15 big blinds deep, effectively. And 100, 200, 3k stacks, and we are under the gun +1, which is the big blind. We have 9-6 off, and it doesn't matter, and we have the small blind shove into us, and there we go with the range. And we're gonna set the edge to 0, and here we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with seeing what kind of a percentage of the villain's range we can call when we are facing a 15 big blind shove. So theoretically, let's assume that someone is shoving 100%. Oops. You can already see that the profitable calling range is 60.2, and this is one range, by the way. After you watch this video, by the way, I do suggest that you do this exercise yourself and you take a screenshot of this range and a few other ranges that will present themselves later on in this video. Because when you face a situation where you think that, okay, I can call with 60%, but you don't remember whether 10-7 suited or Jack-4 suited was part of that range or not, this kind of a screenshot can be of great help, and you can fit quite a few of these on top of each other to the corner of your screen, and then have them as a little bit of a cheat sheet. But anyway, this is the first thing you should write down if you have a pen and paper next to you, that when you're deep in a heads-up situation with no ICM tax, you can call shoves with right about 60% of the villain's range, and that means the correct calling range is 60% when the villain is shoving 100%. What do you think is going to happen if I change this to 50? Well, lo and behold, it becomes almost exactly 30. This is what I mean when I said that we can start thinking about calling in terms of percentages of the villain's range. 60% of the villain's range when the shoving range is 50% is 30. Primary school math. This is another range that if you have the spare screen, spare space on your screen, go ahead and take this range from Sitting Go Wizard and take a screenshot and have it on the side until you know it by heart. And if I come and wake you up in the middle of the night and ask you whether Queen 7 suited or Queen 9 suited is part of the 30% calling range or not, you'll know the straight answer. Until then, I suggest that you use the cheat sheet.